What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. We're doing another Wasianiverson VOD review today because, as usual, he's playing on his Smurf account and running up the LP. His Smurf account is actually almost higher LP than his main account now. 1657 for main, 1635 for Smurf. So he's, you know, the 3K LP player. I probably won't put that in my title just because I know it tilts people, but I mean, he is a 3K LP player. So we start off here, Poppy Pair, Nidalee 2 if we wanted. I really wish Nitro was a amazing opener, because if it was, then you would be really excited to grab this Nidalee 2 here and then the Kindred pair, and then you'd be like, wow, I'm going off with Nitro. But unfortunately, Nitro's not that good. So, you know, he's even like not even sure about building this, but he does still build it. I think this makes sense. Yeah, it's good enough that you'll take it, though you're not excited for it. All right, first Augment here, too much value, BRB or cloning facility. I do love a cloning facility. I would say our items lean, you know, very heavily into AD. We have just an IE slam here is the most obvious slam from this spot here. I don't see people taking too much value that much these days. I just feel like 2-cost reroll has fallen off a cliff. They're trying to buff up a bunch of the 2-cost comps next patch. So for now, too much value, probably not it. We do already have an upgrade here, so I don't really feel like we need to like take a BRB and lost streak here. I mean, I'm never feeling bad about a cloning facility. I might just take this, duplicate Nidalee, and feel fine with it. But we'll see here. I mean, Crown Guarded is an option, I get. Ooh, yeah, he rerolls cloning facility. Cloning facility hater, Wasianiverson. I mean, it might be that he's just saying with the IE Slam, the odds of me playing a Dynamo game are not that high, and the only other circumstance where this Augment is really, really good is when you're getting to Aurora. Obviously, you know, we can make IE play into Vanguard Marksman and then get Aurora in later, but that is on level 9, and so until then, you're really just duping up like somebody. I'm seeing a lot of Ornn items fly around here from our scouting 2-trick here, and yeah, he just grabs the Crown Guarded here. Kind of an interesting pickup here, just saying, yeah, I mean, this Augment is going to, I mean, now we have a Jax too, so we're actually feeling pretty good, but overall, yeah, just grabbing it as a solid tank option here. I mean, I think it's fine. I think had we not hit Jax 2, I would be a lot sadder, but now that we have Jax 2, I think you don't even, you feel pretty good about taking this, right? Now we have the Poppy 2 as well to play into here, and this can just be our board for the foreseeable future. We get enough extra damage out of the Morgana, and, you know, the Nidalee is going to put up some solid damage, so we actually are in a world here where we can maybe streak. Only downside is, if we really want to play for streak, you'd make like a Steadfast Heart Slam here, though. We don't have to make it here. He's looking at slamming just the chain vest here. We'll see if he wants to make the full Steadfast Slam, because the item, I mean, it's fine. It's, you know, not amazing. It does kill your glove off, which with the sword open is kind of awkward. It's just kind of how items affect you or future items, like losing out on the glove, but then having sword open, like sword wants to play more towards AD, Deathblade, you know, IE, GS, all these kind of, you know, AD type items. GS, I guess, can go either way. But if you get rid of the glove, then it's a lot harder to make stuff like IE, Guardbreaker that, you know, synergizes well with the other sword items. So we'll see. We didn't even have to end up slamming these first few fights, though. The Crown Guard has just cleared us for us. I imagine we're gonna sell everything but Gragas here and then play Gragas for next level here. Go, go, go! Okay, that was kind of scary equation. But we do make the sell here, get our 3 streak, and make our first 10. We'd have loved to have picked up that at least with Tear Off Carousel, but maybe a little bit too wishful of thinking here. What do we want here? I mean, I wouldn't mind just a cloak here and then just go into like Gargoyles. Then you get to keep these components open. Oh, that was a bit strange. We timed out here and ended up picking up the Graves. I mean, it was actually a 50-50 to get Graves or the Cloak there because they were both 2 costs. Now we kind of, I mean, I feel like now we have to play towards AD. This is kind of interesting because, yeah, we'll slam this, but I mean, our slams from the spot, I mean, almost have to be, in my opinion, IE plus something else. Ideally, like an IE Guardbreaker or Striker's Flail, as it's called now. That item is just kind of broken in general. We are holding on to the Graves, which I think makes a lot of sense from that perspective. Like, we probably need to item hold an AD unit. We do pick up Jhin, who gives us some hope as an AD item holder here. And at this point, we're finally thinking about cutting Nidalee. But yeah, I don't think you even cut it yet. We're going to hold onto the Yuumi. Well, we held onto it for a second here, and then opted to just play Jinx as a marksman. And then we can make that IE plus glove slam here, just saying that Jinx is going to be a better item holder than Jhin, even though Jhin has an extra trait active, right? He has the buff of Dynamo, but I mean, 3 costs versus 2 costs. Also, this Jhin unit is kind of ass, so I think it makes a lot of sense to itemize Jinx over him. So yeah, this is a kind of a cool little board here. You don't see this too often with this Dynamo opener, and I mean, we're still open to anything AD. we need some kind of AD carry on our board, but this can be Vanguard Marksman. This can be just straight up Anima Squad that we're not holding a lot of the lower pieces, so probably not straight up Anima Squad. Can just be a Dynamo game, and then we can play towards MF later. Probably not going to be like a Giga Fast 9 game or something like that, but I don't know, maybe. We have Gwinsu as a Slam here if we want it. Usually a good way to get rid of the rod. We do also have double Crown Guard if we want it here. We have LW. Yeah, LW double Crown Guard. I actually like this a lot. No reason not to. They've made, in the past, double Crown Guard Slam with Crown Guard had kind of sucked because you'd end up wasting a lot of the shield. But nowadays, the shield actually lasts forever. You get, all these extra stats from it. So it's actually like totally fine, I think. Maybe triple Crown Guard's a little excessive, but double is pretty solid here. And then we also get to make the LW as well into Jinx, and then keep the sword open for last item. So yeah, I love this setup here. Next Augment here, Portable Forge versus Grabback Band of Thieves. This is really tempting. You end up just TGing like Poppy randomly. It's like meh, but like, any tank item is your third tank item, any AD item is your third damage item, and any AP item still lets you play into Dynamo. I don't know. I think I like item grab bag more than item grab bag likes me. Like, I tend to like this augment, but I feel like every time I take it, I'm underwhelmed. I mean, portable has a lot of outs. If you hit like Flicker Blade, you could play this into somebody like a Zeri or an Aphelios with some of these items. You could just take generic tank stuff. I feel like it's probably going to be one or one. Like it's probably either going to be we take this or we take this. Obviously, we're going to roll the side that we care less about. But yeah, I think Wasian is kind of stuck on these choices here because they're pretty tough. So, I mean, yeah, then it must be right side here. And yeah, I like this a lot. I would say worst case, yeah, is getting an AP item in the death cap here. But still, I mean, once again, this is fine because we can just play into Nitro. We can just play MF plus Elise as our item holders and eventually Aurora. And leveling for the Mordecai is really nice. This gives us a tank item for this Jax. So now we're triple item Jax. So honestly, this is probably second, like best case scenario would have been getting third item Jinx probably. But second best case scenario is this. Ooh, and that's a Jinx too. Interesting. So, I mean, I wonder, and it looks like Wasian's about to team planner here. I don't think, okay, and he team plannered for a Dynamo board there. It looked like he did it really, really quickly, but I think that was standard, like 4 Dynamo fit some syndicates on that board as well, so that, you get syndicate in for the, I mean, it can be Braum or MF, honestly, but I mean, usually Braum, but we'll see where we end up going with it. I'd love this Jinx too, though, because, I mean, this is going to stabilize our board really hard, but I think a lot of people just kind of going along with, I mean, it's a slightly different variation of what we talked about yesterday with the Setsuko VOD review, is that, like, we're going to item hold this Jinx, but we don't necessarily have to play into, a Jinx game, quote unquote, What are we looking for here? I almost want to just take Bow here, yeah, and just, like, finish out a GS and just get their Jinx item. It seems pretty chill, and we don't need Heal Cut. I mean, we do need Heal Cut. We don't need Armor Shred at this point. We do also still need a Mars Shred eventually, but I mean, for a long time, the majority of our damage is going to be AD, so I think it's chill. But yeah, this idea of, like, we're going to play around Jinx, and Jinx is going to get us to late game. We have a Jinx too, and I mean, she fits really nicely on this board. I mean, she activates Marksman for Jhin, so you can just kind of slot her in easily. This Dynamo board is so good because of the flexibility, right? It's not like you have to, like, it's not like Dynamo is like a 3-4 trade or something. You can fit in 2 Dynamo and play with it. You can now fit in 3 Dynamo and play with it. You can fit in 4 Dynamo and play with it. Like, it's not like a 2-4 trade. It's 2, 3, 4. Like, I mean, it's so easy to activate, which, I mean, I think has been very fun throughout the set, but also, I mean, kind of broken this patch as Dynamo has really rose to fame is not, there's a better word that I want to look for there, but I mean, who's got time for words? This fight also pretty scary. Wow, okay, we get our full 10 streak here, but it was not easy. I mean, our board looks fantastic. Oh my god, and that's a Renekton. We must fit this onto our board. We can play this over the Poppy for sure, and so, I mean, this might be our board for a while. I mean, I almost wonder if we're just going to go straight to 9 now that we have the Renekton. Renekton with TG seems fantastic here. Another death cap, probably not here, but would be kind of funny. Yep, and he swaps it just to make sure that rolls. Oh, Wasianiverson, you dirty dog here. I mean, that's a high roll. I won't say that's a high roll. We naturaled Renekton and Aurora on level 7. I mean, that's why he's the GOAT. That is why he's the GOAT. Level up here. Gragas fits beautifully onto this board. I will say, this is a cool board. I like this board a lot here. Yeah, he actually, I don't know if he forgot his TG or ended up just kind of like his plan all along was to TG onto the, I think it was because, like, now that we have the Renekton, we can just make the QSS and be happy about it. Last augment here. Man, I wish Tomb Raider was a good augment. Like, if this was a good augment, I'm pretty sure it would, like, I think this augment's just not that takeable. Like, because like 100 streaking here, there's 2 people who are in the 20s HP wise. Like, you're guaranteed that one of these people is gonna, like, probably guaranteed that one or both of them is gonna die. That's, you know, 3 items, but still, I mean, 3 items delayed, compare it to, you know, some kind of really strong combat augment is still just not that great. Could it be the rare spot where it actually is Tomb Raider? He's evaluating, right? Because this is a 300 stack Cypher cash out from this player. I mean, they're not going to be weak. That's the problem, is if these people cash out like some kind of really strong Cypher and end up going on a win streak, the scary thing is you can take this augment and then lose to everyone and then just like never cash at anything. Wait, and they're also cashed out Trait Tracker. They have double executioner emblems. Yeah, I don't know if okay, I don't think we can take this augment. I'll be real here. I mean, maybe we'll see. That other person, I mean, they just hit Nico too. Oh my god. It actually is a Tomb Raider game. Okay, this is sick. Adaptive Helm for Aurora here. We don't actually have anyone to throw in, which is so tragic here. We're throwing in a freaking Rost, right? Well, actually, this is some secret tech that you guys might know or you guys might not know. If Aurora throws in a Divinicore unit and you have Divinicore in, it activates that unit's Divinicore bonus. So we're getting Rost Divinicore bonus when he gets thrown in here. If you don't, I mean, yeah, so it's kind of weird. If you don't have another Divinicore unit in, you have to have at least Divinicore active. But if you do, then throwing that unit in gets the traits. And so that's what we're doing here, is we're throwing that Rost in, getting those extra Rost stats. It's actually a pretty cool tech, probably completely unintended, but I mean, hey, it's TFT. These things happen. So really, actually, nice little min-max from Wasianiverson to abuse this probably bug. But I mean, is it one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a bug? Also, is it going to get fixed by the time the set's over? Maybe not. So, I mean, use it at your own. I almost want to say peril there, but like the opposite. It's not like they're going to ban anyone for this. Like, it's not an exploit. I mean, we can look for a Nectin item. We can look for, what the heck? It really looked like he grabbed that. We look for a Nectin item. We can look for a Aurora item. He took another rod here. I mean, are we going to make double death cap here? It seems kind of crazy. Also, yo! Viego fits on this board so nicely. We do have to drop out of a Dynamo, which, you know, feels bad, especially because it's Divinicore as well. But I mean, Viego's a Viego. He's also techie for this Mordekaiser 2 on our front line. I mean, I will say, what is this game high roll? Yes, obviously. But I like, this board is so cool that we've ended up on, and like such a cool augment choice as well. I really want to see how this Tomb Raider ends up going, because I mean, every fight we win, this is as if we are like playing incredibly greedy. I mean, we are still playing pretty greedy because we're sitting on 50 gold, but like taking Tomb Raider here is like the next level. It's kind of like the golden egg augment, or what was the it was just called a golden egg or a prismatic, you know, the prismatic that used to give you the egg where you would have to like win fights to cash it out. It's like very similar to that, where you're down entire combat augment, so every fight you win is huge. And you know, if you take losses, hopefully you take okay losses. To be fair, we just got cleared by that guy. I think that was Paul, the guy who was really low but then cashed out. I mean, really just ended up hitting like a really, really strong AMP board, was kind of lost streak AMP. Upside here is, look at this HP on the right here. There are, I mean, 4 people under 25 HP. Certainly some of them are going to die. I mean, to really get good value out of this augment, you're going to want to be farming, you know, like 3 to 4 items to like really, really get there. I mean, compare this to like those prismatic augments that give you, the one that gives you like Gwinsu and a GS and like a bow or something. But that gives that to you instantly, obviously. So to be as good as that, I mean, you definitely need 3, probably like 3.5 items. So like getting towards 4. And then obviously the dream is that, you know, you get to the end of the game and you've killed like 5 or 6 people. And then, you know, once 6 people have died, you are getting like a 2 prismatics worth. But okay, we're finally going to pivot our board actually here on level 9. The Jinx did a great job of carrying us to level 9 here, and now we just have to roll for upgrades here. Not hitting much as far as upgrades will go. Here's the low roll for the game. The game can't be all high roll. We do have the MF on the board. We are playing this variant. We held on to the Poppy. Wait, do we still have the Poppy? I don't actually see Cyberball, so maybe we did sell the Poppy. I thought we held on to it because you do oftentimes like Poppy to kind of bridge the synergy gap on this board. We do have the first drop there. We get a Warmogs, which is huge here for tank items, onto this Zachary here, so we can play him, roll down, get some upgrades. We do find the Poppy there. So yeah, he did sell the Poppy, but we got it back here. So now we have Poppy here. We one Crown Guard. This is kind of funny. One Crown Guard on one side, one on the other. Only downside is this makes the TG. I don't know if I love this. I mean, we're going to have more items coming eventually, but we need to win fights right now. We only have the one remover is, I guess, the downside. I would have been tempted to just, like TG the Koboko and then just put double Crown Guard onto the Zac here. But I mean, I understand why this is ideally going to be our setup, but I mean, Wasian's playing with fire here because we are like 2 items on like all of our units here. It's a little sketchy here. Can pick up, I was thinking Bramble here. He's looking at the BT, but yeah, I like Bramble a lot here. I mean, he's just checking to see if the lobby is AD heavy enough. And I think, I mean, I haven't done a super close analysis of the lobby, but I mean, it probably is. And this is I would say the standard Fast 9. If you are not playing, this is like if you can fit the 5 costs, if you can make it to 9, the standard Fast 9 board playing 4 or 5 costs, and then just fitting 4 Dynamo in as well. And then the Poppy is the kind of bridge between the Koboko and the Renekton, which is just so fantastic. Bastion, a great trait to add to your board, gives your entire board resists. That's another death here, which means another full item here. Blue buff, I think, isn't it Spark? Why is it not? Why would it be blue buff? Okay, it is Spark here. Yeah, I don't really know what blue buff does, but Spark's fantastic here. It's a great Koboko item, and it's MR Shred for your Aurora here, so that's really nice. Also note we're throwing in a Koboko here, just a great unit to throw in general. We could still do the Abuse Divinicore thing and throw in the Rost, but ask yourself, would you rather have Rost Divinicore bonus, or would you rather have a Koboko stunning your opponent's entire board? To me, the answer is pretty obvious. Take another loss here, but all good. We're getting another full item. All right, I mean, we're at the point here where this has really, truly become like as good or really better than a prismatic. This is 4 full items that we've gotten at this point. So obviously it took us a while to get there, but 4 full items is, way better than a regular prismatic. So let's roll down here, try to find some upgrades. MF2 is a huge one because she's holding all of our AD items. These hits are pretty bad. Wasian is paying the high roll tax. He high rolled earlier in the game to hit everything, and now he's like paying the price where he's actually like hitting kind of garbage here. Picks up Declaw, so now he has a really fantastic setup onto the Zac here, and he can move the double Crown Guard over to Koboko. Koboko uses that AP really well, uses the shield, I mean, decently well, I guess. So really nice here, and at this point, we've spiked 4 items, and we're getting another 2 items here. I mean, we're getting to the point where we have too many items. We're going to start itemizing like Elise, I guess, here. And yeah, that's Gunblade for her, and then Adaptocone for her. We can roll down here. Roll down to 0 every single round here. Zac Blobs are so influential, and we're 3 5 costs paired. I mean, to be fair, we didn't go 9 with the most, but I mean, it's still a bit crazy here. Rotate into Turbo Turtle X, by the way. Turtle, or Joe B as his government name is, kind of smurfed up this lobby. Top 3 though. His reign of terror, I think, must end here. Yeah, I mean, this board is impossible to beat, and now we get it. This is our 7th full item. So would you take a prismatic that gives you 7 full items? Let me know in the comments down below. I probably would in general. Yeah, if there was a prismatic that said you get 7 full items, I'd probably take it. I mean, jury's out there. I think in hindsight though, like, putting the TG onto the Grag ass here made a lot of sense, just because, like, if we were playing for the fact that we didn't have that many removers and we knew that eventually that TG was going to go onto him because we 3-item everyone, I think it would make a lot of sense to put that there. And it is a dub for Mr. Wasianiverson with I think what is objectively a very bad augment. I mean, I probably should have done this for the production earlier. Wait, no, this is the wrong one. I wanted to pull up Spencer's augment tier list here and pull up Tomb Raider here because, yep, we're in the lowest augment tier, and I'm pretty sure. Let me pull up Dish Soap's tier list as well here and see where he has it, because he probably also has it in C tier, the lowest tier. So worst augment tier, but I mean, isn't that what TFT is all about? Seeing an augment that on paper sucks, but in this spot it was obviously fantastic. I mean, we got 8 full items. No, 7 full items, because you can't kill the player that you are, and you can't kill the second place. I mean, when you kill the second place person, you get the item, but the game's over. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Medify, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks as always for watching. Bye bye.